Jeff was very excited this holiday season. He was going to spend Christmas with his friend Tom at his loft in the city. In all the excitement, he was so late getting ready. He just ran, hopped into his car. He forgot to put on his seatbelt and sped away. He decided to call Brian, who was going to be there, to let him know that he was running late. He was going to tell Brian other things. He had finally worked up the courage to tell Brian how he truly felt. He let Brian know that he was on his way, and Brian told him, well, you're going to have to park down the road a bit. There's not enough parking spots at the moment. So he gets there, hops out of his car, sprints across a couple streets, and gets to the loft. He's greeted at the door by Tom with a smile on his face and a glass in his hand, hands him a glass of wine. He says, hey, you know what, we're going to do some caroling, and then afterwards we're going to go to the bar. And Jeff was like, well, are there any bars that'll let 20-year-olds go in? Because I'm not 21, man. He was like, oh yeah, I forgot. Well, why don't you go ahead and look up and see if there are any places. So Jeff pulls out his phone. He doesn't have the best connection, but he notices an open Wi-Fi connection and connects to it. He's like, oh man, I can't find anything. Well, Tom's like, hey, that's no problem. We'll go caroling, and then we'll just come back here and we'll play some poker or something. So Tom, Jeff, and Brian head out. They do some Christmas caroling. Something, just to pass the time, something fun. They get back. They head downstairs to the basement and they decide to set up the poker table. Brian lights a blunt, Tom grabs some beers, and they all sit down to play some poker. High stakes gaming, $10 buy-in. Tom jokes that, well, I don't have enough to play. Take a look at my cable bill, it's just so high. And they all laugh at him like, what the heck are you doing still with cable? Jeff offers him his Netflix password and he takes it gratefully. Afterwards, Tom decides that he wants to play some Xbox online, so he heads upstairs. Jeff and Brian are down there and they get to start talking. They're having so much fun. One thing leads to another. Things happen. And afterwards, Jeff's like, hey, I gotta work in the morning. I'm gonna go ahead and head home. So he hops in his car, heads home, smiling the whole way. It's been the best Christmas ever. Gets to his house, crawls into bed, and falls asleep with a smile on his face. He wakes up. It's the best night's sleep he ever had. His Google Home's going off about breaking news and everything. And he hears something. It makes his heart sink into the pit of his stomach. Apparently, a new law was passed without notice. The government's been monitoring people's phones. Any time that they broke the law has been recorded, and they're going to be issuing out arrest warrants for people that day. Anyone who broke the law in the past month is now going to be held accountable, arrested, convicted. Well, just in one night alone, Jeff broke over 10 laws. He broke sodomy laws, he broke copyright laws, he broke indecent exposure laws that could get him on the sex offender list. He, without permission, got on someone else's Wi-Fi network. He was speeding without a seatbelt on and talking on the phone at the same time. He was singing copywritten material with his friends down the street as they caroled along. He drank underage. He smoked weed illegally. All of these things and more in one night. Where he lives, there's a 3-strike law. Some of the things he did is considered a felony. He's going to be imprisoned for life. So the moral of this story, and this actually goes out to the white knights out there, say you shouldn't violate the terms of service by doing a glitch in game. How many of these 10 things do you actually do on a daily basis? Even if it's just something as simple as speeding. Because I don't know about you, but growing up, I was always told, 5, you're fine. 5 miles over the speed limit, you won't get pulled over. And I know a lot of people take that to heart, because I'm one of those people that when I see the speed limit, I set the cruise control and I watch as people fly by. Because we've built a culture a culture of where our governing bodies do not enforce the laws that they put into place. And in the same, we are giving a terms of service and a game where nothing's enforced. And then all of a sudden, they're going to look through the logs and retroactively ban and suspend people? So yeah, before you get on your high horse or walk behind someone ringing your shame bell, why don't you take a look at your own life? Look at the laws that you may have broken. Friends or family members may have broken. And tell me if that's right. Because you're breaking the law. You're breaking the real life terms of service. And for you, Cryptic, Perfect World, Hasbro, Wizards of the Coast, anyone who had a hand in these mass bannings, how many of you have broken these types of laws and continue to break them because you feel you can get away with it? So look inside yourselves and pass judgment on you first before you do it to your gaming community. I've seen the posts and comments in my videos, other creators' videos, that we're just ranting, that we want attention, that we want views, that we don't feel we should be banned and that it was wrong. No, that's not true. Listen and watch the videos of anyone that openly admits that they glitched. They agree that they should be suspended or banned. Maybe not to a certain extent. And definitely not those ones that got banned or suspended that weren't even in Barovia. And those people that got items taken out of their accounts that exceeds the amount that was taken out of Barovia. We're upset about the lack of communication, about the lack of respect. They want us to respect the game and not exploit it. Well, we expect to have respect when it comes to communication, to letting us know that, yes, there's a zero tolerance policy, and going forward, anyone who does this will be banned. I know that we didn't enforce it in the past. You want proof? Go check out Nova's video on how many glitches and exploits that were in and are still in the game that were not enforced. We are speaking out because they don't always read the stuff that we send them. We are the content creators. We're the ones that spread the good word about the game and now the bad word about the people behind the game. So, any communications that you have with Neverwinter about Neverwinter, I would appreciate, and I'm sure Nova would, if you put hashtag don't buy Zen. Let's stop supplying these people with money. Who will cave first? Us that still get to play the game? Or them not being able to afford to buy the things they want? Thanks for watching. If you liked that video, check out these other two videos. You can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch, and don't forget to subscribe.